Welcome back to the channel. We've just completed week 2 of the shredded in 5-week fat loss phase. But I've got an exciting announcement to make, and the goalposts have changed slightly and there's no beating around the bush. I'm getting back into bodybuilding. Any OGs to the page would have seen that exactly 1 year ago today, we did a big long prep. We got shredded inside out, and 2 weeks out, we did not compete. I was not enjoying it. Last time round, I made so many mistakes. I had never competed before, and all I could think about was turning IFBB Pro, competing against a load of absolute mass monsters where I truly wasn't comfortable getting as big as those sort of guys. I had to take stuff that I didn't want to take. I didn't enjoy the process. I didn't follow through with it. I've now had a year of lifestyle. In that year, we've done 2 marathons. I've enjoyed operating at a lower size, being very, very healthy. For me now, I'm ready for that, for the next challenge. I've got a big desire to go back into bodybuilding and really test myself, but we're gonna go in with a different outlook, and that is take it one show at a time, enjoy the show, not get ahead of myself, and then we're gonna reassess. So I'm looking to do the Dubai Pro in 6 weeks' time, which is one of the biggest amateur level competitions. So we're gonna be competing against very, very good guys. And for me, that is the best way to get the best out of myself, knowing that I'm going against better people to push myself harder. We've now got 6 weeks. I've got a new coach on board who's one of the best bodybuilding coaches in the industry. He is now taking control. Whatever he says with training, with nutrition, with recovery, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna be documenting this journey now 6 weeks out. There's a lot to do. I've got 9 kilos that needs to come off. I think realistically, with where I'm at to get bodybuilding lean, I probably need 10 to 12 weeks. I'm gonna have to go extremely quickly, death protocol, running into the ground. And there's no margin for error. It's gonna be challenging. I'm gonna have to be absolutely bulletproof now. I'm gonna enjoy working under pressure, to be honest. So it's time to start delivering. And we're gonna get into this video with what I eat in a day and how I train going into this 6-week bodybuilding prep. So we've got meal 1 going in now, full bodybuilder mode incoming. This is not the most exciting meal plan I've seen in the world, but we're here to get a job done, and that is what we're gonna do. So meal 1, we've got 80 grams of white oats, just over 250 ml of almond milk. We've got 25 grams of honey, and we're gonna have 35 grams of whey isolate protein. Macros for the meal, 530 calories, 37 grams of protein, just under 64 grams of carbs. We've got 11 grams of fats. This is a pre-workout meal, so we've got sustainable energy from the oats. We then got honey, which is gonna be a little bit higher in glycemic index. We're gonna be able to utilize that quickly. And then we've got a whey protein, which is gonna digest very quickly. We're gonna absorb that in time for the training session, which is in about an hour and a half from now. We're then gonna sync a C4 now. I train in the morning times. If you're training in the evenings, don't take it, otherwise you're not gonna get to sleep. We're gonna get this down, relax for about an hour, head over to the gym, and then we're gonna get into pull, and we're gonna get into a big cardio session. So I'll see you in the gym. So C4, pre-workout in, we're gonna get into a big pull session now. In this prep, I'm going in with a mindset, every set counts, every single rep counts, high level of accuracy, precision, and high level intensity. Every single session now is gonna be war against myself. We've got a big task on hand. 6 weeks now, not only do I need to drop body fat, we're gonna need to build a little bit of muscle. Where my training's been from marathon training to now going pure bodybuilding, I'm gonna be in a position where I can get a little bit more density on the frame, as well as stripping this body fat off, but training needs to be absolutely perfect. So we're gonna get into a pull session. We're gonna start with cable pullovers just to get a little bit of blood flow into the lats, and then we're gonna move on to the compound movements. So we've done lat pullovers with blood flow. First movement, lat pull down, 3 sets, 2 sets of 8 to 12, 1 set of 14 to 16 reps of top sets and back of sets. I've just been full stacking that. And that's not me saying lift as heavy as you can. The goal in bodybuilding is lift as heavy as possible whilst maintaining very good levels of execution and driving the right level of intent within your training. So on a lat pull down there, what you would have seen, shoulders are retracted, chest is elevated, bringing my elbow into the pocket. By bringing my shoulders back, my chest up, it's engaging my lats, it's putting all of the tension on my lats. And you always need to be accurate within your training. It's not just a case of moving a load from A to B. Perfect tempo, get a squeeze in the shorten range, time under tension, 2 to 3 second eccentrics. But we're now gonna get onto movement 2, which is gonna be another lat bias movement, single arm row. So we're gonna do 2 lat bias movements. We're then gonna do more 2 upper back density focus movements. In the next pull session later on in the week, we flip it around. We go first with density focus movements, fresher executing it to a better level, and then we move on to the more lat bias movements. Movement number 3, we've got single arm nitro row, 2 top sets, 1 back off set. Again, starting the phase fairly high in volume, and then we're probably going to deregulate as we go when food starts to get dropped. But there's 2 ways you can execute a row. One's going to be more density focused, one's going to be more lat bias. So if you're going dual arm, rolling your shoulders into the movement and driving into your upper back, it's going to be more upper back focused. And what you would have seen there, single arm, again, shoulder retracted, chest elevated, and you're then going to target the lats. Now, single arm rows, very good lat bias movement because it's going to take a lot of that upper back work out. Like a lat pull down's good, but there's still quite a lot of upper back activation. By pivoting into the movement and going single arm, you're putting most of that tension coming in on your lats. But I do see a lot of people butcher this movement, and they will roll into the movement, they'll start pulling through with their bicep. So keep that out of it, keep that shoulder back and focus on dragging your elbow and your wrist down into your pocket, and you're gonna engage your lats. So that's back done. We've done 2 movements there, focusing on upper back density. When focusing on those movements, what you would have seen is actually stretching into the movement. And when I'm driving back, I'm bringing my chest up, my shoulders back, and driving back from my elbows. The key when training back is to minimize bicep. If you pull through with your bicep, you're going to overtake with secondary muscle groups. So what you want to focus on, bring your shoulders back, chest up, drag back from the elbows, and you're going to put all of the tension on your back. But that's back done now. We're going to get into 1 bicep movement, and we're going to do a dumbbell incline curl. Arm coming behind the shoulder is going to optimize tension in the lengthened portion of the movement, which is going to develop more of the long head, which for me is one of the weaker areas that I'm looking to develop. So we're going to do 3 top sets here, just 8 to 12 reps, and then we're going to go and train abs. Big session in a tank. Now just going to do a physique update before we train abs. If you ever want your abs to look good, if you're doing like a photo shoot, don't train them hard before because it's harder to engage your core. Starting point of this bodybuilding prep, posing's going to be a little bit rusty though. Starting point of prep coming in this morning at 93 kilos. We had a couple of off-plan days over the weekend, waiting for the new plans to come over. First proper day in this prep today, 93 kilos. So there's a lot of condition. From a lifestyle standpoint, you might look at this and think that I'm lean. From a bodybuilding standpoint, this is fat as fuck. And there's a lot to come off to get in true elite level bodybuilding condition. I'm ready to put the work in, and let's get stuck into abs. Meal 2, post-workout meal going in there. You've got a quarter eaten chicken, rice and veg. So hungry after that gym session. I forgot that I was filming on YouTube and I started tucking into it. Here we've got 150 grams of cooked chicken, 150 grams of jasmine rice and 100 grams of carrots. Macros for the meal, we've got about 465 calories, 9 grams of fats, 49 grams of protein and 46.5 grams of carbohydrates. Higher in glycemic index carbs, going to digest quickly. We've got a very good protein source in chicken. We've got some micronutrients coming in the carrots. Not the most exciting meal in the world, but for me now, we've got a job to do. And I think on low food like this, it's going to be better for me not having sweet treats in there, because if you've got sweet treats in there on low food, and if it triggers your cravings, actually it can just start to become torture. If I had a small bowl of Cocoa Pops, I'd probably finish it and not stop thinking about devouring through the whole box. So this is going to work quite well. Macro and micronutrient dense meals, and it's going to get a job done. It's satiating as well. It's going to control the appetite. So we're going to get this in, and then I'll catch you back at home for meal 3 of the day. Back in with meal 3, and the belly is rumbling, very, very hungry. But meal 3, we've got 175 grams of chicken, we've got 250 grams of Mexican rice, we're then gonna have 100 grams of apple. Macros for the meal, we've got about 688 calories, around 63 grams of protein, 88 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fats. Cajun chicken, Mexican rice, just to taste nicer, because if I was eating plain chicken, plain rice, there's no way I'd be getting this down me. But very high protein again, and carb. Tip when you're in a fat loss phase, optimize high protein. It's the macronutrient that's highest in terms of satiation, and also get fiber in, which is slower to digest. Again, it's just gonna help feel satiated. So if you're always getting protein and fiber in each meal, it's just gonna keep your cravings down. It's gonna keep your appetite as stable as possible. So we're gonna get this down, and then I'll catch you for the final meal of the day. Final meal of the day. It's now late evening. We've got the evening comfies on. We're actually saving the biggest meal until last, and we got 250 grams of 5% fat beef mince, 225 grams of white rice. Macros for this meal, we got 820 calories, 87 grams of protein, we got 80 grams of carbs, and we've got 17 grams of fat. Simple but effective meal plan. Again, good quality protein, good quality carb source. It's just plain and it's simple, nothing sweet, it's not triggering my cravings. To be honest, I'm actually enjoying this meal plan. It's something different to what I'm used to, but it's going down well. Now, biggest meal of the day, because it gives me something to look forward to. I think the biggest mistake people make in a fat loss phase is they're eating, I can never eat a meal in peace without these dogs. They always eat all of their food too earlier on in the day, sit there in the evening time, hungry, going through the cupboards, they start falling off the plan. If you save a big meal for later on in the day, gives you something to look forward to, and it's gonna stop you from going into the cupboards. And then a little tip here in the evening time as well, I'm having a Coke Zero. I'm having 2 Coke Zeros a day. Again, it just hits my craving spot. There's no calories in it, it's quite gassy, so it suppresses your appetite as well. So we're gonna get this down us, and then it's gonna be time for bed. But that brings us as a total for the day now. 2,500 calories, we've got 230 grams of protein, just under 300 grams of carbs, and we've got 42 grams of fats. High protein, if you're going in an aggressive deficit, your rate of muscle protein synthesis is gonna be reduced. That puts a requirement on having more protein. Moderate amount of fats. If you neglect fats, you're gonna neglect things like your levels of testosterone. Is gonna impact you from a hormonal standpoint. So you need healthy fats, but the goal is to get as many carbs in the plan as possible. So we have a baseline amount of protein, a baseline amount of fats, and then we get as much carbs going in as possible. Glycogen, main source of energy. A lot of people think in a fat loss phase you need to deplete that. All that's gonna do is impact your recovery, your energy levels, your performance. You're gonna lose muscle, you're gonna go flat. It's not gonna be a good look. So you wanna try and keep your carbs as high as possible whilst driving calorie deficit. So this is the game plan now for this week. 6 weeks out from the bodybuilding prep. Changes are going to come in very, very quickly. Pretty much every single time we're doing one of these YouTube videos, it's going to be a different game plan. So it's foot firmly on the gas. But that's a wrap for today. I'm going to enjoy this meal, and I'll see you guys next week.